at 7:48 in the morning. That's crazy.
That
If
don't
anyone
matter.
joins this live, they're different. Anyways,
Let's go speak easy. Where you at, Dag? Let's go.
that's my guy. But okay. Hello, guys, and welcome back to MMA Brothers Podcast. It's Daryl,
Asher.
and we're talking UFC Fight Night, Curtis Blaydes versus Derrick Lewis post-fight analysis. We're going to start off at the bottom of the main card, which started off with Tom Aspinall versus Andre Arlovski. So I wasn't able to get on the pre-fight, but I'll just let you guys know that I got every pick right myself alone, but there's no way of validating it. But I didn't pick Tom Aspinall by a submission in the second round. Whoever bet on that, you just missed.
Yeah, wasn't it like plus 1,600 by
Yeah,
submission?
yeah. So I think that it was a pretty even fight going into the second round. I would have given first round to Tom because he's just more active, and Arlovski was backing up majority of the time. Tom got caught with some good shots towards the end of the round, and I was super surprised that his chin held up, but he's a young, active fighter. So Andre's chin really surprised me too, because after getting blasted by Ngannou and a few other terrifying knockouts, his chin has gotten so much stronger, and I don't get how, because Tom was cracking him when he's coming in, leaping in with hooks and everything. And Tom's dad is actually a jiu-jitsu coach, who's his main coach. He's been with his whole life. So Tom's ground game is probably nasty, and we just never have had a chance to see it. But with the heavyweights, when you gave it the blast double, and then you give up your back to get up, it's just who would have thought that this guy's gonna jump in and get the rear naked choke, right? So good job for Tom. I think a good next fight for Tom would be Chris Daukaus, who just beat someone else on this fight. You just beat Oleinik. I don't want to see Tom Aspinall versus Alexei Oleinik in case the boa constrictor gets him on the ground. That's the only time. It might be a good fight for him in terms of step up in competition from Alexei Oleinik or Chris Daukaus, who just beat him. So interesting fight. Andre, he continues to be a gatekeeper for these fighters. Great shape for 42. Really good showing. He doesn't need to retire. He's not going to be champ. So if he just wants to fight just for the fun and love of it, for sure, go ahead. I wouldn't recommend it, but it is what it is. What did you think?
Honestly, I'm sure Tom Aspinall's reaction was kind of like this when he hit Arlovski and he didn't go down.
This is number one bullshit.
Yeah, 100%.
I was like, dude, I was actually shocked. Like, how's Arlovski still on his feet, bro? I was like, that's crazy. It's kind of like over him when Walt Harris was hitting him and he didn't go out. I was like, wait, what? That's kind of crazy.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but anyways, like Daryl said, Tom Aspinall, crazy that he got a submission victory. That was the most unlikely scenario. He won all his fights in the first round. This is Gathan Ellis's not student, but client, I should say, nutritionist. So Gathan, I sent you a message once, a partner, whatever you want to call him. I sent Gathan a message. He was stoked that Aspinall got the victory, and big things are coming for Tom Aspinall. In the future, he had mentioned that he would fight the winner of Alexei Oleinik versus Chris Daukaus, and that was obviously Chris Daukaus. And I expect Tom Aspinall to win that one. Chris Daukaus, I know he's won all his fights in the UFC, but I'm not really impressed by his performance. I wish I had the GSP clip. I don't have it yet, but I'm not impressed by his performance. Tom Aspinall looks like he's a real deal.
I don't know how you aren't, but we'll get to that later.
I mean, Alexei Oleinik,
shut up.
The guys, like they said, his stand-up is rudimentary, but we'll get back to that later. But we'll move on to the next fight. So Phil Hawes versus Nasruddin Imavov. Sorry, this guy, Phil Hawes. I guess he fought well, but I was like, Imamov, whatever his name is. Why couldn't you finish Phil Hawes? I'm like, dude, the third one, maybe you were gassed, but this guy had at least 5 or 6 opportunities to put the nail in the coffin. I was just like, how?
Yeah, but still though, Phil Hawes is still powerful. So even if he's panic swinging and he lands, you're going to sleep. You know
At
what
the
I'm
end of the
saying?
second round, he rocked Haas. Haas was stumbling. Yeah, then Narsudin, he didn't capitalize. Even the commentators are saying like, "Yo, he can finish this fight. Like he has a chance." Third round, he had like 4 or 5 chances where he rocked Haas again, rocked him, rocked. He just needed like a nice uppercut or a nice elbow, and it would have been over. But he couldn't land that shot. But who am I to say? Like obviously, he may have been a little bit tired because Phil was grappling him most of the fight. He landed a few takedowns. The first round, Phil Haas came with a lot of heat. He was throwing a lot of heavy punches, and it seems like Haas is the type of fighter that like he's good for the first round or two. Maybe like halfway through the second, he starts to slow down a little bit. And yeah, once it went to that third round, Imavov had a solid chance of winning this fight, but one of the judges gave it a draw, and then I think the other two judges gave it to Phil Haas. So solid performance by Haas, but I know the size difference between the two was quite big, so it's quite hard for Haas to make his game plan work. But I guess it was a solid performance. It's just he got rocked far too many times. What did you think?
Yeah, I think it was a really good, solid performance from Phil. He's so dangerous in the first round that you kind of got to weather the storm. I didn't know he was such a good wrestler, in terms of credentials, and he was able to hold them up against the cage. They even made it Kamaru Usman would be so proud of this performance reference, and it was so funny. But maybe he's got to lose a little bit.
Bisping made me laugh with that comment.
I think that if Phil's going to take it to the next level, he needs to lose a little bit of muscle so his cardio can go up. I think that he carries around way too much muscle, because if he's going to be a decision length fighter, like if he's going to go to the decision with these guys, like he's gotta like lose the muscle, bro. Like a lot of
Was
it
this
is
at middleweight or was it
yeah, it's
170?
middleweight.
Yeah, I
Middleweight.
feel like Haas could like cut to 170 because like some of these middleweights are big, and Haas isn't that
No,
big.
he's huge, man. What are you
No,
talking
no,
about?
no, no. But like this Mamov guy, like, did you see the size difference between the two? He's much taller and like,
Yeah. I mean, this guy's from Dagestan, bro. What do you expect? They just breed killers in that part of the world, right? So it
yeah.
was really good showing by both these fighters. Imavov showed that no matter what point in the fight it is in, he's super dangerous and he's really nice with his stand-up. He's a way better technical striker than Phil Haas. Phil Haas is just so dangerous with the power, and power won this time. And Phil, congratulations to him on that chin, because he was stumbling, bro. He had chicken legs. You guy kept getting cracked, but good showing by both these fighters. I'd love to see them both go up and fight. Maybe not. I think I'm more impressed with Imavov's performance than Phil Haas, in terms that like Phil didn't really show much other than like clinch wrestling. But I was super impressed with Imavov's stand up. But yeah, future's bright for both these two fighters. We'll move on to Chris Dawkins versus Alexei Oleinik, the boa constrictor versus the skinny fat cop from Philadelphia. Chris, I love Chris, man, because you're just like,
Bang bang.
this dude's not gonna do anything. Like, like, come on, like he looks like kind of out of shape. But Chris, those hands, yo.
And this is still my boy.
Listen, Chris Dawkins got those hands. Anyone in Philly, if you see this nigga trying to arrest you, just, you know what I'm saying? Just got yeah. I might be riding high in Chris Dawkins, but like still though, you know what I'm saying? Like, the boa constrictor, he's just got one path to victory. He's choked out like 46 dudes, 46 heavyweights. He's just you know what I'm saying? He's just choking out niggas, bro. So, oh man, it was. I always love seeing the boa constrictor. Kind of sad he was kissing his wife before the cage, and then he gets pieced up. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah. I don't know. Like, really good showing. Chris Dawkins' hands are nasty. I'd love to see him on the ground. But, congrats and kudos to Chris. I think it'd be a great fight for him to face Tom Aspinall next, because they're two stand-up fighters. And Alexei Oleinik continues to be a gatekeeper. He just doesn't have what it takes in his old age to become a contender at the heavyweight division, I think. So he'll continue to let these new up-and-coming fighters enter the division. So what do you think?
I mean, Alexei Oleinik, he had a couple opportunities when he had Chris against the fence to kind of, use his grappling. And even Chris Dawkins talked about it in a post-fight interview saying, he's like, yeah, my heart was beating, once Alexi got me on the fence and, he started to grapple. I was like, uh-oh, I may be getting submitted soon. So the boa constrictor, his striking is just not the best. And then I remember watching Verdun versus Oleinik. That was just, oh my God, that was just striking on another level. It's like Oleinik is like the Ben Askren striking of the heavyweight division. You know what I'm saying? So,
but that overhand right swings it like a hammer.
Yeah, that's true. Ben doesn't have that overhand right like Alexi does. But in this fight, like I think Alexei Oleinik, if he can't get you down, then he's kind of in trouble. He does have that overhand right, yes, but he's just one of those guys. Like if you can get through Oleinik, then I guess you're ready for the top 10 of the heavyweight division. So Chris Dawkins is going to move up in the rankings. Tom Aspinall should run through him. And then, above that, it's just killers waiting for him. So maybe Chris Dawkins can face a guy like JDS because it sounds like Junior Dos Santos doesn't want to retire. The guy just asking for more punishment. So we'll see what's next.
Let's not. I don't want to see JDS no more, bro.
Actually, wait. JDS could fight Oleinik. The chances of him getting KO'd by Oleinik are just super short. But
yeah,
you never know. Maybe Oleinik with that guy. Like, nah, I can't get KO'd by Oleinik, bro. Come on.
Loki, but Alexi's overhand right. Junior might not see it coming.
Oh my God, Junior, please, you gotta retire, man.
I'm Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah. Anyways, we move on to Derrick Minner versus Charles Rosa. Boston Strong. Derrick Minner's just clinical performance kept taking him down, beating him up. Charles Rosa.
I'm just gonna interrupt you for a second. What black belt does Charles Rosa have, bro? Who gave Charles Rosa a black belt? I just want to know, bro. Like who's giving these black belts out, bro?
No. He was threatening from his back, bro.
Oh my God. About? Even Bisping was saying, like, yo, like just getting through him like butter, bro. Like he almost made it sound like it was embarrassing the stuff that was happening to him on the ground. Because this is like the second straight fight or last two of the last three where on the ground is just getting manhandled, but he's a black belt. Anyways, I'll let you continue.
Yeah, you can have a black belt in jiu-jitsu and then someone's wrestling you from the top, like, and then it's hard to get out from the bottom, right? Like these guys are both high-level grapplers and the other guy is really good top control, right? Like Derrick Minner is really, really good top control. So I don't really, Bisping knows a lot more than me, so I'm not going to criticize his opinion. But like, I was like, Charles Rosa is really good defensive jiu-jitsu, meaning he's not going to get submitted or finished on the ground, but he's also not going to get up, right? So it's like, yeah, it's not much to say about this. Okay, it's dominant performance by Derrick Minner. Good job by Charles Rosa. Derrick wants the performance bonus, but there's much more exciting finishes that happen on the card. So it's not that he doesn't deserve it. There's just way better performances on this card that he doesn't deserve the performance bonus. Dana could feel different. So not much to say about these two niggas, bro.
Yeah, I think I already said what needs to be said. On the feet, Rosa got pieced up. On the ground, got pieced up even more. Yes, his defensive jiu-jitsu was great. He didn't get submitted. He kept that arm or that hand by his ear so he could have some breathing space when he was when he almost got choked out with that head and arm choke. I don't know what else to say. Minor or Minner put on that performance. It was just pretty much that. A couple of 10-8 rounds. I was surprised. One judge got it like 29-27. I was like, what kind of scorecard is that? I was so confused. I was like, what is that? But anyways, a couple of 10-8 rounds in there. There wasn't really anything threatening from Charles Rosa. And yeah, it is what it is. We'll move on to the next one.
Yeah. Caitlyn Vera versus Yana Kuskaya. Caitlyn is called phenomenal. Not really sure, but like, dude, if I'm Caitlyn Vera versus Yana Kuskaya, Yana got the decision win. But like, Caitlyn, you gotta throw more than 51 strikes, brother. Come on, I mean, sister. I didn't mean it, brother, in an offensive way, but you gotta throw way more strikes than 51 in 3 rounds in 15 minutes. Like you just gotta throw way more than that because Yana.
How many takedowns? How many takedowns did they score each? Can you scroll down?
I think she had 3. Yana didn't have any takedowns, but she just reversed positions. But the commentators were saying it's one thing getting a takedown, but it's also another thing using it. Like if you're not gonna use it, and the other person on the bottom is elbowing you, hitting you with strikes, like those strikes add up, and you have to count them towards the total strike count, and if you look at this as a mixed martial arts, Yana was very active on the bottom. It was the top was a dominant position, but she's not doing anything with that top position, right? So it's kind of a mixed bag of how you score the fight. Definitely, I had Yana winning because yeah, you can take me down, but if you're doing nothing and I'm piecing you up, and then that elbow that landed at the end of the fight, god damn, you know the one that cut open Caitlyn. Do you know which elbow I'm talking about? I was like, God, and the sound it made on the TV, I was like, God damn. It sounded like a gunshot, bro. But great performance from Yana. You got to work on her takedown defense. She's good off her back, but, other judges might have scored it a different way. That's all I'm saying. So, I mean, it's hard to see it going the other way, but if you get taken down bare, you're running the risk of the judges screwing you over.
Yeah, if you look at the total strikes, I mean, it was a dominant performance by Yana. And this fight is at 125, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think so,
flyweight. So again, it's the division with the boogie woman. What's her name? Shevchenko. Valentina Shevchenko is the queen of this division. So it's not looking good for Jessica Yana, all the other girls in this division that think they have a chance at winning a title. So it is what it is. We'll move on to the next one.
Yeah, Curtis Blaydes versus Derrick Lewis. The Black Beast versus Razor Blaydes. I was telling my buddies, I said, the smart bet is Curtis Blaydes, but you can never count out the Black Beast because of that equalizer right hand. And Curtis almost finished the Black Beast in the first round. He had him hurt, he had him staggered. But then that's the thing. That's when an animal is most dangerous, is when it's wounded. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, do I go in there and risk getting my head blown off? And he did, he got caught in the second round. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem with Derrick Lewis, is just it takes one and you're going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Velasquez got caught with the same thing against Ngannou, and it's kind of terrifying, that level of power. Curtis fought a phenomenal fight. He was looking really good on the feet. I mean, I don't know why he didn't pull up his shorts, but that's for a different.
You noticed that too.
I'm like, yo, bro, pull up your shorts. Why would I see your butt crack the whole fight, right? But anyways, Curtis. It's hard to say that he could fight a different way because he just got caught with an an uppercut going in. He might need to learn to clinch up top, then transition into the takedown. You know what I mean? Like chain wrestle, get him up against the cage. Put your weight on him. But then again, even by doing that, you're going into the danger zone with Lewis throwing hooks and stuff like that, right? So, yeah, because it does. Against Francis, we didn't want to see Francis 3 after he's been KO'd twice. You know what I'm saying? Black Beast and Ngannou 2's first one's so trash. No. But I think Derrick will get the winner of 2 fights. Stipe versus Francis. If Stipe gets Francis out of there, if Francis gets Stipe out of there super quick, turns around, fights John, Derrick is going to get the winner of those. I think Curtis should fight Volkov again. That was a very good fight. I think that it goes very differently this next time that they do it. So I'm cool with seeing Curtis versus Volkov for the number 2 contender. You know what I'm saying? Oh, number 3 contender, because John's number 1. And then Derrick, and then it's going to have to be the winner of Derrick and Volkov. Because I think Volkov's ranked number 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think he's top 5 for sure.
Yeah, that was my take. Brilliant. I mean, brilliant chin and brilliant right hand. Curtis, there's not much else you can do other than try to clinch up top and then shoot down low. But even doing that, you're putting yourself in the danger zone. Brilliant performance. Hats off to Curtis. And the Black Beast is a different beast, man. Texas strong, bro. Jesus Christ. But yeah, what did you think of the fight?
So I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, the second round was kind of like it wasn't like there wasn't a lot of action that was happening. Then all of a sudden, like within like 3 seconds, all this craziness happens. I was like, "Yo, man!"
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Like you got hit with the uppercut, nigga drop. And the thing is, I saw the way Curtis fell, and I knew he was out. Like the moment I saw, if you see a nigga slow fall stiff, referee just stop the fight. Just stop.
Nah, Herb actually ran. So the thing is, Herb was keeping a safe distance between the fighters. He wasn't close enough, but that uppercut landed, and then he saw the way he was falling. Then Herb knew it was over. Just Lewis went in quick with those 2 punches, and then stopped the fight. So I think Herb Dean actually did a good job. It was a good stoppage. A lot of people were roasting him, saying like Herb. I saw a lot of memes of him looking like old men jogging, and they're saying like this is how Herb stopped the fight against Blaydes.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining about the stoppage. What I was just like, it was just like one of those, you hated seeing the extra strikes, but he did rush in as soon as he could, right? So
yeah, I know it is what it is. The comment, not the commentators, the media had asked him about that, saying like, "Do you think the extra strikes were necessary?" But like, Derrick Lewis said that he's the fighter that like he will continue until the referee tells him to stop, which is fair. I mean, some fighters can tell that like,
100%. Like every fighter is different. There's some, and there's adrenaline, there's emotion, there's anxiety with the fight, right? So like a lot of factors go into play. So
100%. So like I can't blame Derrick Lewis for getting in those extra strikes, because like he said something that was funny. I don't know if you heard this, but he's just like, how do I know like if Curtis Blaydes doesn't hit the mat and then do the Undertaker? I thought that was actually pretty funny. But man, Curtis Blaydes was doing so well in the first round. Like he clearly won that fight. Like you said, in the first round, he could have had a chance to finish the fight. He had some nice strikes. You heard Derrick Lewis's eye. And he was doing so well with the jabs, with the hit kicks to the leg, to the body. He had actually messed up Derrick Lewis's leg quite bad. That there's a big swelling, and he could have just continued doing that in the second round. He didn't have to go for that takedown, which is I know hindsight's 2020, right? Hindsight's 2020. I get it, but like at the end of the day, I was like, God, man. Once I saw that uppercut, actually the uppercut didn't even look like it landed properly. But once I saw Derrick Lewis, Curtis Blaydes hit the ground, and I saw Derrick Lewis coming, I was like, oh man, here we go.
Yeah, it was.
I knew that ground and pound was gonna be mod. So I was like, Derrick Lewis actually might be the first guy to catch a body in the UFC. His ground and pounds, bro, is mod. If you're ref, please just stop the fight early. If Derrick Lewis is
like you just gotta run in. You gotta run in like shoulder. You gotta shoulder bump him off the fighter to make sure you don't get clipped. Because some referees like going like, no, stop.
Yeah,
right. Like you can't do that. You just gotta run in and just hit Derrick, like tackle him.
I think I've seen like Big John McCarthy do that, where like you actually sprint and then like charge into you. He did that to like McGregor when McGregor knocked out Jose Aldo. I know McGregor's not the same size as Lewis, but he ran in and then literally just jumped in between them, like kind of like a football tackle. But yeah, man, it was a scary KO. I didn't like seeing that. Curtis Blaydes is such a nice guy. Ngannou is the only person that he's lost to, and he's a power puncher himself too. But Ngannou did not KO Blaydes stiff like that, So I don't know, man. They say Ngannou hits like a Ford Escort. My boy Derrick Lewis might hit like a
Cybertruck.
It might hit like he might hit like an 18-wheeler, fam. That's crazy.
That power is it's something.
It tied him for the most KOs in UFC history, I'm pretty sure, with Vitor Belfort. And do you think is he gonna get a couple more KOs before he's retired? Of course, brother.
Yeah, is water wet?
Exactly. We can guarantee, you can bank that he's gonna get a couple. And shout out to other underdogs that bet on Lewis. I forget.
Shout out to Daniel Cormier too. The way he made it look easy against Derrick Lewis. crazy.
Oh yeah, I know. And I think I don't know if it was Mo that. Oh no, Mo's talking about betting on Yan on the next fight. I think he said, because I was gonna say I think Mo betted on underdog, but it wasn't this card. I think he's talking about next week. He's gonna bet on. I think he's betting on Yan because he loves the dogs. So
Listen, Boobski's Boobski, man. Don't even get me started on Boobski.
So anyways, guys, that was the wrap up for this weekend's fight cards. We got one more next week. Next week we got who we got on the agenda?
Jorginho Rosenstrike versus Cyril
versus
Gagné.
Don.
Yeah, we'll hit
Another-
them with the pre-fight right after this one. So
Oh, you want to do it right now?
yeah, we can do it right after.
Okay, no worries. We'll hit you with the preview. But we're gonna end this episode and we're gonna film another one for the preview, guys. So thank you very much. We will see you on the next episode. Adios, amigos.